Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to the first episode of my new Let's Play, Pac-Man World 2. Now, back in the days of the PS2, alongside the Sly Cooper trilogy, the Jak and Daxter trilogy, and the Ratchet and Clank trilogy, this game was very much a cornerstone of my playtime. So, with the recent release of Pac-Man World 2 Repack, just back in September, I felt, you know what? Now would be the perfect time to do this game. No better time. So without further ado, let's get going. Anyways, this is my second time recording this episode. Wait a minute. Oh wait. No, oh, never mind. I was about to say, did my cut file actually somehow save? So anyways, as I was about to say, this is my second time recording this because first time I was recording this episode, things were going pretty well. I was off to a great start. I felt like I had a lot of energy. I was jazzed. Things were moving along. I was having fun. But then the universe felt that that shouldn't happen. I shouldn't have fun. And so my power went out because of wind in my area. So basically, because I didn't save my game, because I'm thinking, oh hey, it's just 25 minutes, why would I need to really save my game during that time span? Power goes out, essentially deleting all the progress. So here we are now. Thankfully, the recording of that episode's still alive, so I'll be posting as a blooper towards the end of the series. But for now, let's get going. Yes, delete the file that has nothing on it.
Pac-Man! Terrible news! Pac-Land is in serious danger. The ghosts have unwittingly unleashed an ancient evil upon us by removing the golden fruit from the tree. According to this book, our ancestors fought against this very evil. In ancient times, the great wizard Pac created a powerful potion that turned 5 fruit from Pac-Land into the golden fruit that was stolen today. Armed with these magical fruit and a great deal of bravery, Sir Pac-a-Lot faced the all-powerful ghost known as Spooky. Sir Pac-a-Lot defeated Spooky and imprisoned him. And he has remained there until now. Pac-Man, the golden fruit are in the hands of the devious ghosts, and Spooky is on the loose again. You must retrieve the golden fruit and defeat Spooky, or all of Pac-Land will be doomed.
Yeah, but I love how basically Pac-Man, he doesn't even have 10 minutes to get up and just get ready. The second he exits that house, Professor Pac, he's like, Pac-Man, Pac-Man! Just rushing Pac-Man, just zero respect for Pac-Man, just getting out of bed, just looking around, basically. Just imagine, you wake up in the morning, and then all of a sudden, you get your father-in-law just rushing over to you, Pac-Man, Pac-Man! Yeah, in the Pac-Man lore, Professor Pac is Miss Pac-Man's father. And so, basically, that essentially makes him Pac-Man's father-in-law. So, basically, Pac-Man, welcome to Pac Village, the heart of Pac-Land. You have a long adventure ahead of you, but you can always return home for some diversion. The arcade is the building to the right. Sue is usually there taking care of things. She can give you a tour of the arcade if you like. Now, on to more important matters. Here is a health wedge. Eat these to cure your health. You cannot pick them up if you are not hurt. Ah, pac-dots. These are another way to gain health. Eat 50 to get 1 health wedge. This is a valuable extra life. Make sure to search these out and grab them. Here is a token. Collecting these will unlock games in the arcade. Go talk to Sue in the arcade for more information. Finally, here's the exit from Pac Village. See that glowing pac-dot there? That is a power pellet. When you eat a power pellet, ghosts will turn blue and you can eat them. Ghosts will hurt you if you touch them while they are not blue. Good luck, Pac-Man. Anyways, in terms of the controls of this game, basically use the control stick to move around. I'm going to be referring to the PS2 controls. Control stick to move around. The right stick moves the camera, though this is one of those physical cameras where basically it hits an object and that camera's not moving. You only have a single jump, so if you press the X button, you will do a butt bounce. This is Pac-Man's primary attack, and I forgot to adjust the... No, we're not adjusting the screen. Sound... There we go. Anyways, as I was saying, basically, press the X button while in midair, and you can butt bounce. This is Pac-Man's primary form of attack. If you hold down the square button, you can rev roll, basically. Rev roll is a very high-risk, high-reward maneuver where basically Pac-Man will launch forward like a pinball, and basically, depending on basically the elevation of the surface he rolls up or rolls down, he will basically move faster, he'll move farther, he'll move, or basically he'll just not move at all. Okay, so anyways, let's head over to this building right here. This is the museum. Sorry, Pac-Man, the ghosts vandalized the museum when they stole the golden fruit. We need 150 tokens to complete the repairs. Come back when you have enough. Pac-Man, my name is Sue, and I am usually here running the arcade. What do you mean usually? What are you doing when you're not? Is that just your off time? You're sleeping, or basically just creeping around? Creeping on the roofs. You're joining Pinky in the fields watching Pac-Man. Yeah, I like to think that just in the world in Pac-Land, basically, it's a nighttime event where basically all the ladies, they go to Pac-Man's backyard. They set up chairs like some sort of tailgating event, and just watch Pac-Man sleep like it's the big game. They have a betting pool, basically. How many times will Pac-Man roll over the course of the night? Will Pac-Man sleepwalk? Will Pac-Man have night terrors? You can play these games by collecting tokens found throughout Pac-Land. Let me tell you a little bit about each of the games in the arcade. Pac-Man was first released in the arcade in 1980. You will need 10 tokens to play Pac-Man. Pac-Attack was first released for consoles in 1993. You will need 30 tokens to play Pac-Attack. You can play different music selections from the game here. You will need 60 tokens to play the jukebox. Pac-Mania was first released in the arcade in 1988. You will need 100 tokens to play Pac-Mania. Miss Pac-Man was released in the arcade in 1981. You will need 180 tokens to play Miss Pac-Man. Play the Pac-Man World 2 mazes here after you complete them in the game. However, I have already unlocked the first maze just for you. Have fun! Yeah, these are the primary rewards that you get for coins, basically, with 180 coins, essentially unlocking the highest one, which is Miss Pac-Man. That's why, for this playthrough, I am not going to be going for a 100%. I'm just going to be playing the game pretty much minimalistically. Because, in my personal opinion, the juice is not worth the squeeze. The juice is not worth the squeeze of basically going through all the effort of getting all of those tokens, getting 108 tokens, just to play Miss Pac-Man. No, I'm not going to save after Pac Village. Darn it. I'm going to be saving regularly after levels. But I am not saving after Pac Village. So basically, anyways, even though you can't see it now, these levels are going to operate along the lines of the standard levels from here on out are going to operate along the following. Like with Pac Village, you're going to have 8 tokens just lying around the field. In addition, there is a bonus token that you get for just collecting all the objects, all the fruits, and all the pac-dots. Though personally, the pac-dots can be a little irritating because the hitbox on them can be a little finicky, and the game does expect you to basically just pull off some stunts while getting them. So once again, just the juice isn't worth the squeeze in my personal opinion. Though in standard levels, there's also an additional 10th token that you get for completing the time trial. Which the time trials, they're pretty fun. Though, like I said, just if you're not going for a 100%, then it's only worth it if you're just trying to have a little fun with it. So let's go into the first level, the bare basics. The first couple of levels are going to be relatively rudimentary in that their main goal is to teach you all about the controls. So basically, jump and you can basically jump with the X button, or if you're feeling really saucy, you can basically just jump with a butt bounce, since the butt bounce has the exact same height as a standard jump. In fact, the butt bounce is actually better in certain situations because it has a tighter jump arc than the standard jump. So if you're basically pulling off a bunch of successive jumps, then the butt bounce is for you. In addition, the butt bounce has a bit of speed to it. Even though they give you a swimming tutorial here, you are not going to be using these kinds of swimming controls throughout the game. Heck, this is the most primary example of them appearing. So if you go into light, you complete the level. Pretty simple and straightforward level. Am I feeling risky? You know what? Next level I am going to save. Okay, Canyon Chaos is going to step things up. You got more pits. But all in all, it's still straightforward and short. Okay. And first death! Because I decided to get ballsy. This is what happens when I have to redo the recording. And why I'm so livid that basically I lost that thing and don't kill me. Don't kill me. There, I can play the game, as you can see. This is what happens when I lose my focus. Yeah, anyways, for these big pack bears, you can kill them by just rev rolling into them 3 times. And for killing this one, you get a Galaxian token. Now, the Galaxian tokens are another reason why I am not too keen on 100%ing this game. Because the Galaxian tokens take you to a Pac-Man maze. Which, it seems fun at first, but that is until you realize that if you get a game over in this maze, in any of these mazes, you don't get to restart them. You don't have a standard restart option. Instead, you have to basically go through the entirety of the level again and get the token. And mind you, the 100% token that you get for basically getting everything, you have to do it in one go. That's right, you have one go to get that token. So basically, you fail the Pac-Man maze, you're restarting the level again. It doesn't matter how hard the level is, it doesn't matter just how much difficulty you had with getting the token, with getting the pac-dots, or getting just the fruit. You're basically going and doing the level again. That's why when it comes to this game, I love playing it just casually. And honestly, just if you're looking just to get the essence of what this game is, the casual way is the best way. Yeah, for a second there, I thought that we were going to get ghosts coming at us. Clyde coming out of the vents. Just Clyde ambushing us, Clyde masterminding us. Basically, Clyde just having us drop our guard with his, oh, I'm just going to wander around the maze act. Okay, so anyways, there we go. So now we can actually play this maze at the Pack Arcade. Though I think this is technically the first maze, which was already unlocked right at the start. Thankfully, once you do that, you get a checkpoint, so it's not like if you die before reaching the next checkpoint, you're going to have to redo the maze, redo the level. I can't believe I died there! Yeah, when I was doing the original recording, I was just zipping right through this level. Anyways, right here, this is a mini pac-dot. This is the only mandatory use of said mini pac-dot. Seriously. That mini pac-dot is only going to appear one other time in the game, and it's purely optional in its appearance. Okay, for our next level, Pac-Dot Pond. Pac-Dot Pond is going to introduce you to the more open-ended aspects of some of these levels. Where basically, you have it where it's not just a... Darn it, I was trying to go for a 0 token run. I was trying to go for a 0 token run, and now I have 1 token tainting the field. Okay, but anyways, let's just get going. One thing I love about this game is just the music. Seriously, the music in this game is just so memorable. And one thing that really does stand out is just the fact that just a lot of the songs do introduce what I like to call the Pac motif. And that basically just a lot of the songs will have the Pac village in that da 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 in it. Anyways, this is the first example of you having to use rev rolls to basically clear gaps. Anyways, that guy right there, that's an RGB. Because, well, there are 3 variants of it, red, blue, and green. You defeat them by just bouncing them twice. Why I'm bringing them up now, I don't know. But anyways, let's get going. And after completing 3 levels, you get to move on to the boss level. In this one, we have Blinky's Frog. Now, basically, we are not fighting Blinky the red ghost. Instead, we're fighting Clyde the orange ghost. The reason for that is due to something that's known as the Blinky-Clyde error. That has been a thing ever since the days of the Hanna-Barbera cartoon and basically around that time period. However, given that this game has the original Pac-Man as a playable extra in which they showcase all the names of the ghosts, I personally feel that this was Namco's attempt to try to do a soft reboot and rename Blinky as Clyde and Clyde as Blinky. Because basically the thing is, and I can see why, because basically just Blinky, Inky, Pinky, they just sound like the 3 grunt names, basically, you know, where basically just... that, you know how the big bad, they rattle off all their minions' names in the first episode, basically all the henchmen's names. Basically, just that sort of thing, and just it rolls off the tongue. But then you got Clyde that just stands out. So yeah, I can kind of understand why they were trying to do a soft rebrand, but then when it wasn't really sticking, they decided to just backpedal on it and just subtly just revert things back. So anyways, one thing about this boss is that this music has no business being this epic. Seriously, this song is arguably just as, if not more epic than the final boss's theme. And mind you, this is the very first boss. So anyways, as you can see, basically, just the bosses have dialogue. Now, back in the day, basically, I did not know that Clyde was intended to have a Brooklyn accent, like how Pinky and Blinky do in later iterations. Heck, even in the remake of this game, basically all 3 of them have a Brooklyn accent. But basically, because you don't really hear them talking in the intro cutscene of this game, of this version of the game, I always figured when I read the text for Clyde that basically he had a southern accent. Now, basically, notice how Clyde, basically, he's like, Pac-Man, just with more surprise in his voice than actual shock. 2 question marks instead of 1. It's as if basically Clyde was just, he's not so much surprised that Pac-Man's confronting him, but rather that Pac-Man's even here to begin with. Pac-Man, what are you doing here? This is my lair! Darn it! As you can see, this is my home away from home. Over there, we got the truck on cinder blocks that I will get around to fixing when I feel like fixing it. And over there, we got the chicken wire fence that has nothing of note inside. And over there is the greasy mattress that I am saving for that I sleep on, that I hope to one day share with a nice lady if I could find one. Spooky says you can't have that golden tooth thingy. My big froggy tongue should get you, as long as you don't butt bounce on it. Okay, so anyways, this boss is pretty straightforward. Dodge the tongue, butt bounce on the tongue. And there we go. Yeah, this is the first phase of the fight. Basically, just Clyde jumps around, Clyde launches the tongue, you butt bounce on the tongue. Get on the tongue! How did I miss the tongue? Yeah, I swear, it's Professor Pac. I insulted him in my previous recording, and now he's out to get me. He's like the Kibo of the Pac-Man universe. My big froggy tongue! Damn it, Pac-Man! I have 2 payments left on that thing, too! Sure, I stole the wood from the Home Depot parking lot, but damn it! Damn it, Pac-Man! This metal, I had to rent it out from the junkyard. I'll kick you with something you can't break. Let's see how you deal with steel. And don't even think of rev rolling. What's that glowing thing in his mouth? Yeah, I was about to say, come on, do it. Anyways, at this point, just rev roll, boom. In some ways, this is actually a little easier than the first phase of the fight, since basically you dodge the tongue, and then boom. And finally, the golden cherries, or rather the golden cherry. Saving the game, lest I get another power outage. I get the curse of Professor Pac. Pac-Man! You have no electricity now! Seriously, I was trashing on Professor Pac in the previous recording. I was tearing this guy a new one with how he's basically just going up to Pac-Man, and just lo and behold, that recording just gets struck down by the wind. But anyways, on that note, I think that now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the next one. Like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever that you want. And I'll see you next time. Bye.